Hi, I'm Cody Grzinko with Keep It Simple Cooking, and today we're going to be going over knives, just like this. We're going to be looking at how to keep them sharp, how to use them, and just all the simple basics. Let's get into it. What I want you to do before you even start thinking about cutting is to get a towel. Run that towel underwater, wring it out until it's just damp. Then I want you to put that towel where your cutting board is gonna be, and it's gonna keep it from moving. Now the first tool I wanna look at is the chef knife. Now this is gonna be the knife that you use the most, and you can basically use it for almost any food you're slicing. Now, I wanna show the most important part that I think can really help you improve your knife skills, and that's the grip. The grip looks like this. You put your thumb on the blade, right here where the blade connects with the handle. I want you to put your thumb there, flip it over, and look, you're gonna have your pointer finger on the blade on this side. So that's gonna look like this. You're gonna have your thumb and your pointer finger pinching the blade. Now what that's gonna do, it's gonna give you really good control of the knife. Instead of holding back on the blade where you feel like, oh, I don't really have much control, or even this, it's a little weird, it's a little awkward getting the right motion going. If you're pinching the blade, look, there's no wobble. If you're holding back here, we've got a little bit of wobble. I'm still getting wobble. But the closer you are to the blade, the more controlled it's gonna be. So the first thing you need to remember is how to hold a blade. Now that you've got that proper grip on the knife, it's time to learn what to do with your offhand. This is what I like to call the claw. So the reason it's called the claw is because it looks like a bear claw. When doing it correctly, you'll be able to slide the knife up and down on your knuckles without having to worry about cutting your finger, because your fingers will be tucked in. What I want you to notice is that when I'm cutting down, the blade is facing outward from where my hand is, so there's no chance of it cutting my finger. Now look at how my fingers are. They're tucked in, and this gives me the ability to just slide. Sometimes you'll be sliding on two of your fingers, sometimes just your middle finger knuckle, but it's gonna give you the ability to just slide, and it's gonna be a nice consistent cut. Look at these, really consistent. I want you to use the knife the most efficiently by sliding it up and down. So watch this motion. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And basically, that's all it takes. Now that we've talked about a chef knife and how to use that and your offhand, let's jump into the paring knife. Now, a paring knife isn't gonna be useful for as many things as a chef knife will be. A chef knife is gonna be really useful and compatible with many different slices and cuts. A paring knife is gonna be used for things like strawberries or smaller fruits or vegetables that you don't really need a big handled knife with. For a paring knife, you're gonna wanna a technique that I like to use is having my fingers above and then slicing in between. Now that might seem a little more dangerous, but trust me, it's the fastest and most efficient way to be cutting these types of things, because you can't really claw such a tiny little food like this. So you do that, and I don't know why you would want to dice strawberries too much more than that, so there we go. So this right here, it comes with many knife sets. It's known as a honer. Now many people get this confused with a sharpener, but really if you don't use this right, and if you don't use it consistently, it's not gonna be effective. So if you do this motion right here, back and forth, you want the blade to be sliding from end to end with just a slight angle on that. Might be hard to see on camera. So if you do this effectively and efficiently, almost every few times you use a knife, it's gonna keep your knife from dulling faster. Now, this blade is not gonna take your knife and make it sharp, but if your knife was sharp to begin with, it's gonna stay sharper for much longer time. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for joining me. Until next time.